Hey folks, good morning. It's a Saturday morning here, and normally I'm at work, but today I am playing some shootout hockey because the rink is closed. So, welcome everybody joining me on this Saturday morning. And I just want to check the sound, make sure, yeah, sounds all right. So, we are on YouTube and Facebook right now. Let me put my headphones on so I can see what's going on and listen to everything here. So, I got the sounds on this game. This is a game called Shootout Hockey, okay? This is one of my favorite games, okay? And how you play. Now, this is the Shootout Helper, okay? This is the Shootout Helper. And what it does is it allows you to play the game on the computer because it's a cards and dice game. So as you can see here, I have a Mark in here. Good morning, Mark. I'm just playing some Shootout Hockey right now. So as you can see, I have these two cards. I have Montreal and Boston from 1973-74. And what I had to do to play this on the computer is because normally you would print out the cards and have them on the table and roll the dice and play the game. Okay, it's cards and dice. But I had to scan the cards and put them into this program and then manually write in all the players. And once you do that, it's in there forever, and now you can play the game. So that's how you would set it up. It takes a little bit of setup. I have the entire 73-74 season in, so I figured I'd do a 73-74 game. How this plays is you determine a starting goalie. You can either roll dice to determine a goalie or just pick one. So I have Michel Larocque taking on Gilles Gilbert just because that was my choice. Boston will be the home team. And then what you do next, after you figure out your goalies, you determine the goalie rating. And that's what's really fun about this game is there's a little bit of variance in here. So sometimes you have a baseball game. You can have a cold pitcher, a hot pitcher, or a hot batter, a cold batter. The same thing with the goaltenders in this game. So as you can see here, this defense rating, how it's C1, D, and F. So you roll the dice 1 to 6. And so if Wayne Thomas is in that, if you roll a 1, he's hot. He's got a C. Otherwise, he's a D. Okay? Larocque, if you roll 1 to 5, he'll be a D. Otherwise, he's an E. So you want the higher letter, obviously. So Larocque was in. I think I rolled a 5, so he'll stay a D. Gilbert, I think I rolled a 2, so he'll be a D. So both goalies are a D. And the same on offense. They have home and away, which I really like about this game. So Montreal, I dedicated as the away team. I rolled the dice. I think it was a 1, so they'll be a D level. And Boston, no matter what, they're A at home. So what you do next is there's a chart. Where is my chart? Right here. Okay, so you got this chart right here. Okay, and what you do is you look at the away team first, and you say, okay, so Montreal, their offense is a D, and the Boston goaltender is a D. So you look at the chart and you go D, D, and Nick gave me down below, see 11 to 21. Those are the dice rolls that'll give Montreal a scoring chance. For Boston, they're home. They are A for offense, and they are shooting on Larocque, and we determined Larocque was a D, so they are A shooting on D. So their dice rolls are 53 to 66. So I put these down here so we all can see them. The numbers here, 33, 34, 35. If I roll that, that's a minor penalty on Montreal. 36, 42, and 43 are minor penalties on Boston. 41 is a major penalty. I sometimes don't follow up on the majors because if I roll a 41, usually it's a fight. And whereas I'm really looking just for a final score in this game, sometimes I follow through with the fight penalties and sometimes I don't. How the game plays, I will roll the dice over here. Okay, now I use the hybrid method, and just so we're clear, I may be playing this game correctly. I may not. I have some of my own rules that I use in this game to make it fun for me. So please don't use this as a tutorial for the game. Okay, but you will get a pretty good idea on how the game is played, or at least how I play it. Some people play it a little differently. Some people play exactly by the rules. I don't. I play very loosey-goosey with this, but I have a nice system down that makes it really fun for me. So this has a dice roller over here, which is kind of fun. So you can roll the dice. I will be using the dice to the left today, just to be clear, okay? So the red is the tens, and the whites are the singles. So this would be a roll of 12. So if we were playing, this would give Montreal a scoring chance. Then I would flip the fast action card, and the game would begin, okay? Well, actually, I flipped the card first. So follow along here, and I'll show you how this game's played, and it's a lot of fun. So we'll play Montreal, Boston, 1973. Now, I have this set up so I can't see any Facebook comments. I'm trying to go on Facebook right now. I'll try to follow along the best I can. But right now, I can really only see the YouTube comments. I'll try to do the best I can with following along on both. So let's start this up here. So this is Shootout Hockey, Montreal at Boston, 1973. So the first thing, again, I may not be playing this exactly the right way. So if there's any experts that have played this game, please don't crucify me if I'm playing it differently. But this is how I play it, and this is how I have fun with it. Okay. All the fast action cards are built into this program. That's what's really cool. So you can use dice, or fast action, or a combination. I use a combination of both. So here we go. So we're going to flip it on. And hi, Mike Strauss. This is a really fun game, by the way. This is called Shootout Hockey. So first things first, we flip the first card. Okay? And this is going to tell us how many minutes. So 1 minute has ticked off the clock. So I come down here and I click, and you can see now there's 19 minutes on the clock. So that's the first thing you do is you flip the card and you check for the minute. Now you have the option of flipping the card and seeing this number here will come up and it'll give you a scoring chance, or roll the dice. I like to roll the dice, okay? If you were flipping the card, these numbers would be different, okay? These numbers would be 1 to 100 rather than 11 to 66, okay? Because if you have 2 dice, okay, and you roll, you can get snake eyes or boxcars or anything in between, okay? If you're flipping the cards, it's 1 to 100, so these numbers would be different, but I'm using the dice tonight. So, this morning. So, we got 1 minute off the clock. I'm going to roll the dice. Remember, this is 10, and this is 1, and I'm ignoring the blue right now. So, we're going to roll the dice. So, I rolled a 62. That is a scoring chance for Boston. Okay, scoring chance for Boston. So now I'm going to flip the card, and I look for this who over here. Okay, I'm looking for the who because we determined that 62 falls in between 53 and 66. So Boston has the first scoring chance a minute into this game. So let's flip the card, and it's going to come up as P. P is Bobby Schmatz, as you can hear my dog barking because everyone's home today. So Bobby Schmatz gets the first scoring chance. So now we're going to flip a card and we're going to see where he's shooting from. Okay, so we flip the card and he's going to shoot from the slot. Now you can see we have blue line, which is the point, face-off circle, which is like middle shot, and then the slot is as close as you can get. So he's got a really good chance to score. So Bobby Schmatz from the slot, even strength. And it's a potential save, okay? So now we have to roll the dice to see if Michel Larocque made the save. Now you can see save is 5 to 10 and 12. So if I roll these 2 dice here, the only way I can score is 2, 3, 4, and 11. Otherwise, he makes the save, okay? So here comes a dice roll. So I'm looking over here. The roll is an 11. That's a goal. So Bobby Schmatz scores the goal. So Boston, 1 minute into this, goes up 1 to nothing, okay? So now I need to check my assists. Okay, we've determined that it is a goal. And, oh my gosh, this dog won't stop. Hey, feel free to have the dog stop barking. Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is, I'm on a circle, a tiny circle, and a leaf blows by, and this guy goes off for 15 minutes. Unbelievable, this dog, I tell you, he won't stop. So Bobby Schmatz scores the goal. So now I'm going to flip a card and see who gets the assist. So Bobby Schmatz is on line 2, so we look for defense. So it's line 2, defensive line 1. That's who's on the ice. We flip another card. The first assist goes to anybody with a 6. Johnny Busick on the line with Schmatz has a 6, so he gets the goal. Okay, so it's going to be Schmatz from Busick. So, sorry, Busick gets the assist. So Schmatz from Busick, and the second assist in this column is another 6, so that's it. So it's Bobby Schmatz from Busick. Okay, so we're going to generate some numbers here. So 41. So it's going to be a Boston goal. Boston goal at 19, oh no, so it'd be 41 seconds, I said. So he scored at 141, let's say. So he scored at 141. Type of goal was even strength, and it was Bobby Schmatz from Johnny Busick. And that's it. Okay. So we had Schmatz from Busick at 1 minute, 41 seconds. And we send that to the box score. And you can see... Yeah, and we got the horn sound too, so for the goal. So Bruins up 1 to nothing early in this game. So now we do this again. So now we're going to flip the card to see how much time come off the clock. 2 minutes come off the clock. So 1, 2 minutes come off the clock. Roll my dice. See if anybody gets a scoring chance. 44 44 is nothing. It's one of those odd rolls where nothing happens. There's no scoring chance, there's no penalty. So we're going to flip the card again. We check our time. 2 minutes off the clock. 1, 2. So 15 minutes left in the first period. We roll our dice to see if there's any action. A 31. A 31, that is nothing either. We flip the card, we check the time. 3 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, 3. So we're at 12 minutes to go in the first. 1-0 Boston. We're going to roll our dice, see if there's any action. 15. Uh-oh. Montreal scoring chance. All right, so the Canadiens looking to tie this game up. So we're going to flip the card to see who's going to take the shot. C. C is Frank Mahovlich. So Frank Mahovlich comes in on Gilles Gilbert looking to tie the game. So now we got to see, it's even strength, so we're going to look here first to see where the shot is taken from, and then we're going to see if the shot is successful or not, or if we have a rebound or whatever. So Frank Mahovlich, he is shooting from the blue line, so that is far out. So he takes a long shot, low percentage shot. We're looking right here, and that is no goal. So it is a Montreal shot on net, so we're going to log in the shot, and that's a save. And so Gilbert makes a save, and the game continues. So we're going to flip looking for time, and it's 2 minutes off the clock. 1, 2. So now we're halfway through the first period. Boston leads 1-0. We roll for action. It's a 46, and 46 is nothing right now. So we continue on. We flip the card, and we check the time. 3 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, 3. 7 minutes to play. We check for action. 12. That's another Montreal scoring chance. So Montreal with another chance. And let me see. That is a G. And G is Henry Richard. Henry Richard with a chance now. So he's going to flip the card. Richard from the slot. Oh, this is going to be a tough save for Gilbert from the slot. And no goal. Gilbert makes the save again in close on Henry Richard. And so it's another shot from Montreal, and the game continues. So now we flip for time. And up here at the minutes, there's 3 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, 3. So we're down to 4 minutes to play. Now we roll the dice. See if there's any action. 25. 25 is not in any of these ranges. So we flip the card again. Time ticking away in the first period. 1-0 Boston. 1 minute off the clock. We roll for action. A 56, that's a Boston chance. So Boston has a chance now here late in the first period. So let's see who's going to take the shot on the rock. It is I. I is Kenny Hodge. Kenny Hodge. Even strength from the face-off circle. So this is medium range. From the face-off circle, Ken Hodge. And that's no goal. That is a save by Michel Larocque. And the game will continue. So we roll for time. 1 minute off the clock, so we're down to 2 minutes to play. We roll the dice for action. It is 26. 26 is no action, so we're going to flip and look for time. Time running out in the period, so 1 minute left. So this will be one of the last flips of the period. We roll for action. 45. 45 is no action, so this will be our final roll of the period. I always have one final roll at the end of the period. I find that's a lot more fun than just ending it. So one more roll at the end of the period. A 56, it's a shot for Boston, or a chance for Boston. So Boston, under a minute to play. It is C. C is Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr moving in. Bobby Orr for Boston, looking to give him the 2-0 lead. He's going to tee this up from the blue line, or with a shot from the blue line, to potential save by Larocque. Remember, that's how we scored the first goal, was we rolled an 11. So 5-10 or a 12 is a save by Larocque. So we're going to look right here. And it's an 11 again score. Bobby Orr scores the goal in the last minute of play of the period. And they'll give the Bruins a 2-0 lead. So Orr is out there with Vadnais. So let's check to see who was on the ice. So it is the forward line 1, and we disregard the D2 because we know Orr was out there on the goal because he scored the goal. So it's line 1 and defensive line 1. So Orr with the goal. The left wing, Cashman. So Orr from Cashman. And the right wing in Hodge. So Boston goal is right here. It's going to be Orr from Cashman and Hodge. So no assist for Esposito. And that was at 19. Well, we can generate that. We can just figure. So it was 19 minutes because that was late in the period. So 19 minutes, and we'll call it 56 seconds. 4 seconds left in the period. I didn't generate any time. And that's an even strength goal. continue, or from Cashman and Hodge, send to the box score, and there we go. Pretty cool. So I was going to flip this and end the period. So, yeah, so 2-0 Boston after one. Now what we got to do is we got to check our scoring chances, and we can generate shots for the period. So there's actually a chart here that comes with the game, and you determine how many scoring chances or shots on net you had, and then it determines the period shot, so it simulates it. Okay, so Montreal had 2 shots on goal. Okay, so they had 2 scoring chances, and we're going to roll the dice here. We're going to look at the red dice. Okay, so let me see. So red dice is 3, so they had 2 shots on goal. Go to the 3 column. So they had 10 shots on net total. So I'm going to tack on this to get us up to 10. So Montreal had 10 shots on net in that period. Okay, we go to Boston now. Now Boston had three shots on net total. So the Boston is a 6. So 3 shots on net by 6. That's 15. So Boston had 15 shots on net. So we're going to put this up to 15. And that's how you can artificially generate stats for the game is what you can do. So that's what we have after one period is Boston 2, Montreal nothing, and Boston with 15 shots on net. Hey, Patch, I just started this game here, buddy. Hope you're doing okay today. I'm bouncing between YouTube and Facebook right now, just trying to keep up with the chat room if I can. So we're going to go to the second period now. And here we go. So we got next period, so 20 minutes on the clock. I hope that's not too loud. I tried to turn down the sound a little bit. Okay, so here we go. All right, 2-0 Boston. So now we flip for time, and 1 minute comes off the clock. Now we roll for action. A 42, and that's a penalty on Boston. So now we flip the card to see who the penalty's on. Okay, so a Z and an X2. So what you would do is everybody with a Z or an X2 would get a penalty here for Boston, and basically what that does, you would write in all the penalties, but you wouldn't have all those power plays. You would just pick one, okay? But if you were determining game stats, then yeah, everybody with those numbers would get a penalty just for statistical purposes. So I'm looking to see if I have a Z. I don't think I have a Z or an X2, do I? So if I'm looking at Boston, there's no Z's, there's no X2s. That means O'Reilly's not on the team yet. Oh, no, O'Reilly is on the team. Whoops, my bad. Okay, so, no, I'm not seeing any Z's or X2s, okay? Because penalty A is minor penalty, so that's where I'm looking right now. Penalty B would be your major penalty. So I don't see any Z's or X2. If my eyes are bad, then maybe I am, but I don't see any here, so if there is one and I'm not seeing it, it's my mistake. But for right now, I don't see one, so we ignore the penalty. So they got away with one. Boston got away with something. The referee let it go. So there's no action on that play. So now we flip for time again. Okay, 1 minute off the clock. So I click down here. 18 minutes. So now we roll for action. 44. 44 is nothing. So we go back to roll for time. 3, 1, 2, 3. So we got 15 minutes to go here in the second period. Boston leading this one 2-1. And I think we could check the box score. Yep, there it is. So we can see that it was Schmotz from Busick and then Orr from Cashman and Hodge. And that is our score right now as we play the game. This little program's good, but it's a little finicky. You got to be really careful what you click on because you could mess it up. But it's really fun to play this game on the computer. All right, so 15 minutes to play. Let's roll for action now. 43. That's a penalty on Boston again, or a possible penalty. So let's flip the card, and we're looking for Y or Z. So we do have Ys. We have a lot of Ys here. So we're going to just pick one here. So we're going to roll the dice. So we got Cashman or Vadnais. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Let's roll the dice, and it's going to be 2. So it's going to be Orr. So Orr is going to pick up a penalty. So we got a penalty on Boston. Let's generate 55 seconds here. So we've played 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So penalty to Boston. So Orr gets the penalty. Penalty type. Let's just call it a hold. All right. So it's going to be 2 minutes on Orr. 4 minutes. So we said 55 seconds. And we're going to continue. So Orr for holding. And so as you can see, last penalty called over here. So now, hey, Amish Elvis, what's going on? I usually work Saturday mornings, but I'm home, so I'm going to play some shootout hockey here. I'm kind of explaining it a little bit as I play. This is normally a tabletop game, but somebody did create a fantastic computer version of this. You do have to put in your own images and type in your own teams, so it does require some work. But once it's all set up, it works like a charm, and so you can actually play the game and stream it like I'm playing right now. This is one of my favorite games. I'm playing it kind of slow, because I'm just kind of explaining, because I know I got a lot of people in my hockey league that are popping in and popping out of the stream right now because we have no hockey today. So I'm playing it slowly because I'm trying to show off how to play it. I may or may not be playing this right. By the way, I've explained that at the beginning. So if you tune in and I'm playing it wrong or playing it different, this is how I play it, and I've got a nice system down where this game is really fun for me. In fact, I'm in the middle of a 72 Summit series between Russia and Canada, and it's 2-1 Canada in the series, and it's been absolute blast playing this game. All right, so Or is in the box. So now what you do is you don't flip cards for time during a penalty, okay? You get 2 rolls on the power play. Okay, so what happens on the power play is these numbers change. Okay, it's down over here, 11 to 21. 11 to 21 becomes 11 to 31. So Montreal has an advantage on the power play when I roll the action dice. Okay, so we're going to take 1 minute off the clock, and this will be the first roll of the power play. So a 14. So a 14 falls between 11 and now what would be 31. So Montreal on the power play gets a shot on net. So let's find out who it was. Okay. So it is F. I just got to keep track of my shots on net so I don't screw this up here. Hang on 1 second. So it was 10 to 15 after 1 period because I like to calculate shots on goal. All right, so F. F is Lafleur. Guy Lafleur now. Now he's on the power play, so we go to here. So it's a little bit more of a higher percentage to score a goal. So Lafleur on the power play. He's going to shoot it from the slot. And from the slot, it's a goal. It's a power play goal for Lafleur. So let's generate some time here. So 0-3. So it's a power play goal for Lafleur. So the game is now 2-1. So let's determine who was on the ice. So Lafleur's on line 2, so we keep that steady. So it's line 2 and D2 is on the ice for the power play goal. The right wing. So Lafleur's his own right wing, so that is not an assist for anybody. And the whole line gets an assist. Okay, so Lafleur from both Mahavlich Peter and Mahavlich Frank. Okay, so let's log in the Montreal goal at 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Goal scored by Lafleur and Mahavlich Frank. And where's Mahavlich Peter? Did I not put Peter in here? Oh, you know something? I might have not typed him in. You have to type in manually. Oh, I bet I didn't put him in here, so I will have to fix it. I will have to put in Peter Mahavlich later. Okay, so Peter Mahavlich is not on my list. As I mentioned from the start, you have to type in everything by hand, so I probably only put in one Mahavlich. So that's how this one's going to be in this one, folks. So that's a mess up on my end, and I will have to fix that when I go back. So that's a power play goal. So it's just going to be from Frank Mahavlich because he's the only one I have in here right now. My error. And so at 5:03 of the second period, it's now 2-1. So it's Boston 2 and Montreal 1. So the penalty's up now. So now we can go back to flipping the cards because there was a power play goal. So here we go. So we're going to flip for time. No minutes come off the clock. That's interesting. So now let's roll for action. A 56. So that's a chance for Boston. So let's see who gets the chance for Boston trying to rebound from that power play goal by Lafleur. Vadnais, Carol Vadnais, the defenseman. Vadnais, even strength from the faceoff circle. Vadnais tees this one on Larocque. Potential save. So look at the save again, 5 to 10 and 12. Now we get both of our goals on saves because we've rolled 11 twice on saves. That's pretty crazy. So let's see if we can get this one here. 10. So no, that's going to be a save. So Larocque makes the save on Vadnais. So we tack on a Boston shot on net, and we go back to the game. So 2-1 to score. Larocque with a nice save there on Vadnais. 2 minutes come off the clock. 1, 2. Let's roll for action. 25. Okay, so Montreal's back to 11 to 21 because remember they were inflated from 11 to 31 for the power play, but because the power play's over, they go back to 21. So a 25 is nothing, so we roll for time right now. Time is 2. 1, 2. We roll for action. 61, chance for Boston. Who's going to take the shot? It is K. K is Vadney again. Okay. So Vadney gets another chance. Did Vadney get the last shot? Did I mess that up? I'm not sure if I messed up that last shot. That's weird that Vadney would get 2 shots in a row. But anyway. All right, so Vadney, even strength from the slot. He comes in close. He makes a move around his man. Vadney moving in on the rock. Vadney from the slot, and he scores! So Vadney scores to give Boston a 3-1 lead. Let's check on the assists. So line 2 is out there with D1. And it's going to be the right defense, so he is the right defense, so no assist. The second assist would go to the center, so it was line 2. So Shepard, so it's going to be Carol Vadney from Shepard. So let's log in the Boston goal. It's going to be Vadney. Hopefully I have Vadney on my list. I do. Vadney from Shepard. Vadney from Shepard. Oh, you know something? We didn't calculate the time there. You're supposed to hit this to generate it, so I'll just figure out something. So 9 minutes, and we'll just go, how about 38 seconds? And that's an even strength goal for Vadney from Greg Shepard, and Boston goes up 3-1. Sports Time Machine, how much of the season, who's the maker of the game? Oh boy, it's shootouthockey.com is the website. And boy, I'm drawing a blank right now. Hang on a sec. It's the seasons are not expensive. If you go to shootouthockey.com, they are not expensive at all. There's a whole price chart there, and they're fairly cheap. Hang on one sec here. I got my notes for the game. See if I can find them, because I wrote down all my seasons. John Ketchen is the man who wrote the game. John Ketchen. He's the guy that did the game. Super nice guy. I don't know if I personally talked to him or not, but I have emailed him a few times. The season's the game's like, I think you can get the game in seasons for like $10. It's really, really crazy how inexpensive this game is. Yeah, Patch says they're like $10, so I'm flipping through it because I wrote down all the seasons I had and there was a price list on it. I can't put my hand on it right now, but it is not an expensive game at all. And he's got a decent amount of seasons. When I'm done the game, what I'll do is I'll go to his website and we'll look at it together if you want to hang on. So yeah, some of the seasons are different prices. I think he has last season up to 2018, 2019 when the Bruins and Blues. I think it's the last season he did. He doesn't have every season, but what you get is you get all the charts and stuff like charts like this, and you get all the instructions and the teams, and you have to print it out yourself or take it out to get printed. Or if you can do it, you can pop it into this shootout helper here, and that works out pretty well too. But when we're done the game, I'll go to the website and I'll show you where it is. So that was 3-1 now. So now we go back for time. So Boston scores. So let's check our box score now. Box score, view box score. So here we are. So Schmaltz and Orr in the first period put Boston up 2-0. Guy Lafleur on the power play from Frank Mahovlich and Peter Mahovlich. I don't have Peter on my list, but he got the assist. So it's 2-1. Then Vadney from Shepard right here. And that made it 3-1 here in the second period. So let's roll for flip for time. 2 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, and roll for action. 64, another chance for Boston. So let's see who's going to get the chance now. The Bruins taking it to the Canadiens. F is Cashman, Wayne Cashman. Cashman, even strength from the blue lines. This is a long-distance shot. He fires this one in, and Larocque needs to make a nice save, so we're going to roll the dice again. Let's check what it is. A 3, and that's a score! Cashman from the blue line fooled Larocque on the shot. And it's now 4-1. So Wayne Cashman's out there on line 1. So let's see who's on the ice. So it was line 1. We ignore the first part of it because Cashman scored, so we know it's line 1. So if that said L2 or L3, we would ignore that. We're just trying to see who the defensive line out there was. So it's line 2. So we had Sims and Smith. So it's line 1, D2. So Cashman, first assist going to the right defenseman. So that's Sims. Cashman from Sims. And a 6, and Esposito, because Esposito has a 6. So Cashman from Sims and Esposito And let's log this in as a Boston goal. So Cashman from Sims and Phil Esposito. And I generated the 0-1 here, so we'll put that in 0-1. So 12-0-1, that's an even strength goal. And we're going to add that to the box score, and there's the horn again. This program, yes, it was free. I forget where I got it from. I don't remember where I got this. I think somebody on the Delphi forums directed me to it. Oh, you know where it might be? It might be on, was it tabletopsports.com or something like that? But it is a free program to use. The person who made it is free. I'm not sure where I got it from, but it was not a paid program. You still need the game to play it, by the way. That's what's good about it. So you can't really play the game on this program without owning the game, is what I meant to say. No, I don't think it was Lewis Research, although Lewis Research does have I think they have a flipper for this game. So if you went to Lewis Research, you could watch the flipper. So anyway, here, so 4-1 now, Boston. Hope everybody's enjoying this game. This is really, I love this game. I really do. And like I say, I play it on the tabletop, and it's fun. You can use the fast action flipper. Oh, this game here, I like all the colors here. I like how I scanned this in, and it all looks nice. And you have the cards and the dice, and everything's all included. It gives you the box score. The only thing it doesn't do is it won't keep any kind of standings or anything, but it will keep a box score for you. So if you want to export it and do something with standings or stats, you can. But this is more, I use this more for a one-off than anything else. So let's flip for time. In the second period, you want that time to tick away if you're a Boston fan. Only 1 minute off the clock. Let's roll for action right now. A 31 is nothing. So let's roll for time. We look at the minutes up here above the 85. That's a 3. So 1, 2, 3. And let's roll for action. And a 24. Ooh, almost a chance for Montreal, but they were offside at the blue line. Time ticking away here in the period. So 4. So I'm going to bring this down to the last minute of the period. All right, so we're going to be in the final minute of play. We're going to generate that. So there's 55 seconds left, and now we roll for action. And that's a 32, and that is nothing, so we can finish up and just go to... Actually, let me do my shots on goal right now. So Montreal, they had 10 shots on net to start the period. They had 1 scoring chance. So let's roll the dice. And I'm looking at the 3 right here. So with 1 scoring chance, if you roll a 3, that is 8 shots on net. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they now have 19 shots on net after 2 periods. Boston, let me see how many scoring chances they had. So they had 15 shots, and now they have 18. So they had 3 shots on net for scoring chances. So 3 and a 1 is only 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they only had 7 shots in that period, but they still lead 25-19 on shots on goal. So now we can advance to the next period. And here we go, 4-1 Boston as we enter the third period. So thanks everybody tuning in. And I will go to that website right after this, and we'll check it out. So we'll see what the season's costing the whole bit. This is really is a very fun game. All right, so let's roll for time. And again, you can play. There's a way that you can play just the fast action cards and not need any dice, or you can play just dice and not need any fast action cards. I like to use the even when I'm playing offline. They have a really nice set of fast action cards on drive-through cards, I think it is. That I ordered. They were $20, and they're gorgeous. They're like a deck of cards, and they have all 100 cards, and you can play it on the desktop with that, and they're fantastic. Or you can just print them out on your own. So you can play just with the fast action cards or just with the dice. I use a combination because I like the fast action cards speed up the game because you don't have to look up as many charts, but I like the randomness of the dice. So that's why I do both here. So that's why you're seeing me do both. Okay. All right, so 1 minute comes off the clock. So here we go. Let's check for action now. It's a 56, so it's a Boston chance. The Bruins with a scoring chance, and this is X right now. So this is Dallas Smith, the defenseman. Dallas Smith, he wiggles his way into the face-off circle, fires this one on the rock. Smith scores! Dallas Smith puts him by the rock. That's the 5th Boston goal of this game. So the second line defenseman scores. It's the second line forward, so we get 2 and 2 out there. So the right wing is Schmatz. Schmatz picks up an assist, and that's it. So it's going to be Dallas Smith from Schmatz. So let's log in. Let's generate this right here. So let's go to the Boston goal. It is Dallas Smith, the defenseman. Where is Dallas Smith? There is Dallas Smith, the defenseman, and Bobby Schmatz getting the assist at 57 seconds of the third period, and it's all Boston right now. Smith from Schmatz, and here's the horn. That's just in the game. I could turn the sounds off if you want. I'll do that. I'll turn the sound off. So 5-1 Boston here. We'll just flip for time. They're running away from the Canadiens in this one. 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Roll for action. 63. It's another chance for Boston. So the high rolls are for the home team. The low rolls are for the away team. Is how you can figure it. So 63 is a high roll. And again, if you were playing cards and dice, just the dice, this would determine how many minutes come off the clock rather than the card. So if that's what the blue dice is for. So let's see who gets this chance for Boston. Is they'll lighten up Larocque. Eyes. Kenny Hodge. Hodge, even strength. From the slot, Hodge moves in, and he scores. Kenny Hodge makes it 6-1 Boston, as the first line forward and the first line D were out there. So it's Hodge from Esposito, and this one over here is the right wing. It's Hodge, so it's just Hodge from Esposito. So that's a Boston goal. We'll generate that. It's a Boston goal at 3:03, and we said it was Hodge from Esposito. Even strength. And just like that, it's 6-1. And I turned off the horn so we wouldn't have to hear that. So, wow, they're lighting up Larocque. And we could technically bring in a different goalie if we wanted to. It really, it wouldn't change too much. I mean, I guess I'd have to figure out the numbers again if I brought in somebody, because I would have to roll for the goalie. But at this point here, just for this game today, I'm just going to leave Larocque in the net, even though I might take him out if I was normally playing. It'd just be easier for the stream. When we talked about that on the last Digital to Dice, to stream or not to stream, and sometimes it's when you're playing by yourself, it's a little bit easier, and you can deal with dogs barking and things like that. But when you're streaming, you want to keep the stream going. So instead of trying to figure out all the numbers and typing them all in again, I'm just going to let Larocque ride this out. So let's flip for time right now. 2 minutes off the clock. 1, 2. Let's roll for action. And it's 25, so nothing going on. I'm going to roll for time, flip for time. 1 minute comes off the clock. Let's roll for action. And that's a 44. Ooh, nothing right there. So close. So I guess that would be like your lull. If you were playing Hockey Blast, like a lull, that's what that would be. 2 minutes off the clock. 1, 2. Roll for action. It is a 45. Wow. It's odd to not have something happen. 3 minutes off the clock. That's good for the Bruins. We're down to 8 minutes to play. They're cruising over the Canadiens at home, 6-1. And somewhere in Vermont, there's a person that is rolling around all upset right now. Probably at CVS, running into ice cream carts. Let me see. I think I got a roll. I think I did that wrong. And what's good about this, what I like about this program, it gives you a brand new card every time. So I could flip this and get the same card twice. I like that variety, because when you're playing with the cards on the table, once that card's flipped, it's gone. So I like to have all the cards open at all the time. It gives it a nice randomness. All right, so I think I got a roll here for action is what I got to do. Again, screwed up while I'm streaming. 55. Boston chance. It's a Boston chance, and it's E, and this one's going to be Busick, the Chief. Johnny Busick for Boston. He's at the blue line. He fires this one at Larocque. And he scores! Holy cow! Busick beats Larocque. It's not a good game. So it's Busick is line 2, and they're out there with D2. So the second lines are out there. Right defense, so it's Al Sims. So it's Busick from Sims, and what is this guy here? 6. Busick from Sims, and that's it. So Busick from Sims, generate this time right here. It's a Boston goal. Busick from Sims at 11:43. The Chief. Sims having a big game back on defense. That was even strength goal. And we continue to send it a box score. And wow, this is not how it usually goes. You usually don't get this many goals in the 70s. And that goal is going to, Larocque Place, Michel Place, I think he was with the The Scouts, maybe Colorado too. So Wayne Thomas was their starting goalie, but I put LaRocque in net, and I guess that wasn't a good idea, was it? Although I got Gilbert in net for Boston, and he's not as good as Ross Brooks because he's a D. Brooks is a steady C. So anyway, so 7-1 Boston here. Holy smokes! Let's look at the box score. View the box score. Yeah, so 2-0 after 1. 4-1 after 2. Guy Lafleur did get the Canadiens on the board, but boy, in the third period, 3 more goals for Boston. Dallas Smith, Ken Hodge, and Johnny Busick. Al Sims with 2 assists in this game, and boy, it's just getting out of hand right now. So let's flip for time, and it's 2 minutes off the clock. 1-2. Let's roll for action. 31. And 31 is nothing, so let's roll for time. The Canadiens just looking to get out of here. 1, 2, 3. So we got 3 minutes left, and they're perfectly fine with this clock running out. 65. Oh, no. It's another chance for Boston. Can they put up a snowman? D. It is Phil Esposito. Esposito from the faceoff circle. He fires this at LaRocque, and he scores. Oh, my gosh. Esposito. Cranking it by LaRocque. It's line 1, D1 out there as we check assists. Esposito from the left wing from Cashman. Esposito from Cashman. And lefty is Orr. Esposito from Cashman and Orr. We log in the Boston goal. So Esposito from Cashman and Orr. It's even strength at 16-14. I did generate the time down here. I got to get used to that. And wow, 8-1. They put up the snowman, and the Rock said, just don't even bother taking me out at this point. Let's just get it over with. So 2-1-2. So we're down to a little bit over a minute left to play. And 33. Oh, penalty on Montreal. That's just what they need to end the game. X or X2. So we have an X. Oh, no, I'm looking over here. So we have a couple of X's here. So we have X2, but Peter, I forgot to put Peter in. I got to add him. So we got LaPointe and Robinson. So let's roll to see which one gets it. I need a 1 or a 2. I need a 1 or a 2. I need a 1 or a 2. Thank you. LaPointe. So it's going to be LaPointe picking up the penalty here late in the game. So Montreal penalty. It's going to be LaPointe. And he's going to get a cross check because he was all angry. And that's 18-10 the plays. And continue. Oh, I got to put in how many penalty minutes? 2 minutes. Okay. All right, so LaPointe's in the box for cross-check. So we got 1 minute left. So we remember on power plays, it's you get 2 rolls in a power play, and it's considered a minute each. So we're just going to bring this down to the last minute of play. We're going to roll the dice. Boston's on the power play. So this is now 43-66. It's a 34. It's another penalty on Montreal late in the game. So let's see who the penalty is on. It's on Y or Z. Do I have a Y or a Z? I don't see a Y or a Z. So the referee says, that's fine. Let's just end the game. And that'll do it. So let's just check the final shots on goal. So Montreal did not get any chances in this period. So we just rolled a D6 to figure out how many shots they had. So they got 2 shots. So 1, 2. Boston, they ended up with 4 scoring chances and a 6. Which gives them, 16 shots on net. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's, 45-21. So next period. And that's the final score, folks. Boston Bruins 8, Montreal Canadiens 1 here from the Garden. And that was absolutely crazy. So now we can check to see what's going on here. So now the game is over. One additional step, entering the goalie penalty. Let me see. Minutes played for the box score. So let me see. How many minutes did they play? I think they played 60, right? So 60 minutes. And then over here, Gilbert, 60 minutes. Yep. So shots against, goals against, and that would be that. So we're going to send it a box score, and hopefully that's correct. So let's go check out the box score, display box score information, box score, view box score. And I could save the box score. So we'll save it to Shootout Helper. So this is Boston 8, Montreal 1. So I'll share that to Digital to Dice. So let's take a look at what happened here at the Boston Garden tonight in this massacre in 1973-74. Schmotz and Orr will get the game-winning goal in this one as they opened up the scoring for Boston. Guy Lafleur, the lone goal for the Canadiens in the second period on the power play, but that was short-lived. 2 more goals by Boston. Vadnais and Cashman made a 4-1, and then 4 goals in the third. Smith, Hodge, Busick, and Esposito. And that's how we wrap things up here. For the 3 stars, well, let's see. Dallas Smith had a goal. Did anybody have 2 goals? I don't think so. Boy, did we have 8 goal scorers, Schmotz? Or Vadnais, Cashman, Smith, Hodge, Busick? Yeah, we had 8 different goal scorers. So let's see. Cashman had a goal and assist. Oh, goal and 2 assists. So Cashman, a goal and 2 assists would be number 1 star. Esposito had a goal and 2 assists, so he could be number 2 star. And you want to give Vadnais a star? He had a goal? Yeah, we'll give Vadnais a star. That's fine. He probably played good on defense. So Cashman, Esposito, and Vadnais are the stars of the game. And it actually prints out all this stuff here. So I'm going to post this. You know what I'm going to do? I will share that on Digital to Dice on the Facebook group. So, good Gilbert one. Gilbert made 20 saves. I guess you could do that. So, Gilbert 20 saves. That's not a lot of saves, though. Boy, Larocque, though, he saw a ton of rubber. 45 shots. So, anyway. So, let's wrap that up here. So, I'm going to exit this. So, that was a fun game. And I'm going to go to the website real quick. I'm sure you want to exit. Yes. So all I did here is I just did a Word doc behind me here, by the way. That's all this was, so you could see the roles, and it helps me figure out the roles. But, yeah, so you could take 2 teams. Let me get rid of this. So you could take any 2 teams here that you have to input, you know. So I got the Flyers. I could do the Flyers and the Sabres, okay. Overtime, no overtime. So that's how you would set it up, and boom, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to exit back to the main screen. And there's a couple others. I think it comes with the 66 season, and the 73 I put in myself. It does take a little bit of time. So if I did the 66 season, there's the Bruins, Red Wings. So, and these are all scans from the cards, by the way. So anyways, that's it. So let's go to the website real quick. I'm gonna exit out of here. So we're gonna go to shootouthockey.com. That should be the website. Hopefully it comes up here. Yes, it does. Okay, so this is where you would get the game, shootouthockey.com. You would email John over here, shootouthockey@yahoo.com, and you get the stuff emailed to you as a PDF, and you would print it out, okay? And you can either take it someplace to print it out or print it out yourself. There's some videos here of some people that have done some of the things, including myself. There's some links to the Delphi forum. There's here's a link to Drive-Through Cards, and that is really cool. So if you go to Drive-Through Cards, see, these are the Shootout hockey cards you can get. They're $16 or $15. I thought I paid maybe it was $4 for shipping. These, if you're gonna play the game, this is well worth it. These cards are unbelievable. They really are. So there's a link to that. More ordering info. There's some features of the game. Explain some of the things that I was looking at. So you have the skaters, their position. They're all organized by line. Okay, now it's kind of a simple game. Okay, so if you if you want to mix and match lines like you do with some other games with individual cards, you can't really. I mean, I guess you could in your own mind, but they're cemented in there by line. There are reserves, by the way. See down here where it says reserves, he does come with you can print out these sheets with extra players. So if you ever roll like an F for a Boston, you go to check the reserves, and then you could see which guy was playing in that game that maybe didn't play a lot of games, but they still can get assists and goals. So you get your position, scoring chances. Again, when we flip to see who gets the chance, this is the letters that we look at. Let me see here. Assists, if there's any special assists, sometimes if it's Krejci would get an assist on every goal by his line because it says all, and we saw how he rolled a 6 sometimes for the assist. And these are the penalties, so this is where you would check for penalties. Have your shooter ID tables if you're playing just dice, and that explains it there. It explains the fast action cards, what's going on with that. So as you can see, I flipped for time. And then you roll here to see. I roll the dice, but you can flip the card to check the number for the action, see who gets that action, see where they take the shot from, even strength, power play, shorthanded goal, and then the next card would determine what, if it was a goal or not. Sometimes there's rare plays that happens. Here's your rebounds down here and your saves, so you can even use the cards for rebounds if you wanted to in saves. And 6 man is when you pull the goalie. So here are the prices for the game. Down here, instructions and dice shots. It's $3. It's $3, and then if you get the fast action cards, which you will need if you want. Well, you don't have to. You can go cards and dice, all just strictly cards and dice. But I would get, so it's $5.50 to get the fast action cards and the instructions, and then pick a season. What, $5, $7, $10 for the newest one. So yeah, it's really inexpensive. I picked up a ton of these seasons, and I plan on getting some more. Obviously, I have all the 70s, and I think I get 93. I didn't get too much new stuff here. I think I did get 2018, but yeah. And then it just comes down here, just explains the differences, the different versions of the game. Talks a little bit about that. Some of the decade sets, talks about the decade sets, and then some of the teams included in the great teams of the past 1 and great teams of the past 2. And yeah, so there you go. So shootouthockey.com is where you would find us. Oh, I'm probably in the way, by the way, as I'm looking at this. My camera's in the way. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that. So anyway, thanks to everybody that tuned in this morning. I played a quick game of Shootout Hockey. That was a lot of fun. 8-1 Boston even made it more fun. It doesn't always happen this way. Although I do find that when I play with the fast action cards, I get a lot more goals than I do with just the dice, But that's okay, because it makes for a fun game. My Russia series, 72 series, it was 6-4 Russia, and then 6-4 Canada, and then 6-5 Canada. So I'm getting a lot of goals scored in those games, and leads are going back and forth. If you heard the last digital to dice, Russia was up 5-0 in one of the games, and Canada come back to make it 6-4 before they lost. And the other game, Russia was up 3-0. And they lost 6-4. So this game can turn on a dime. If you start rolling all high numbers or all low numbers, you don't know what you're going to get. But anyway, so I'm Dave, everybody. Thanks for joining me here on this Saturday morning. And I'm sure I will be back on later on at some point there. We're not stuck in our house per se, but there's really not a lot to do because a lot of things are closed right now. So I think I might go and take the dog out for a walk or something like that. And I'll be back later. And I think Ron's going to be on at some point today. I'll have to check with my broadcast partner, but I think he's doing something today as well. So check the Retro Sports Network out. And I'm sure I'll see everybody later. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday morning. I got a rare Saturday morning off. I hope I don't have too many more of them off, though I did enjoy my time here playing Shootout Hockey with you guys. Final score, Boston 8, Montreal 1. We'll talk to everybody later. Thanks everybody to come in on YouTube, and thanks everybody to come in on Facebook, and we'll talk to everybody later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.